So, we all know that Mike Tomlin is keeping the starting quarterback role for the Pittsburgh Steelers unannounced and secret. Well, George Pickens just today came out and leaked who will be starting this Sunday Night Football against the New York Jets. So, the media has already come out and said that Russell Wilson, he has been getting first team reps and he's more than likely gonna start this week, but Mike Tomlin has never announced it. He has never come out and said who will actually be starting. All he said is that both quarterbacks will get looks in practice, and then he'll announce it when game day is actually happening. Well, George Pickens, he already knows who is going to be the starter, and he just announced it in the media press conference he just had. But first, before I get more into that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also, like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, in George Pickens' media press conference, he had this to say about who will be starting at quarterback and the relationship that he's trying to build with his quarterback. He says that he's been getting on the same page after practice, throwing more with Russell Wilson more than usual because, and I quote, "this is his first start," end quote. So, there you have it. George Pickens leaks that Russell Wilson is indeed the starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers this week on Sunday Night Football against the New York Jets. And even though Mike Tomlin, he's hesitant to announce a starter, to the media, George Pickens does not shy away and basically leaks and announces it himself. So, it's crazy how that works, because Mike Tomlin just today as well, in his press conference, he was asked about the quarterback one decision, and he said this: "I'm just going to keep that in-house. But I thought Russell was sharp. I thought Justin was sharp as well. I thought we had a highly productive week from both guys and from the unit as a whole." End quote. So it's crazy how that works. Mike Tomlin basically just says he's basically made a decision who's going to be the starter, but he's not going to announce it yet. He's keeping that in-house with all of his players, and basically no leaks are being had until game day when you see who's the starter. But George Pickens, he goes ahead, doesn't keep it in-house, and leaks it and says Russell Wilson is the starter. It's not really that big of a deal, but I guess Mike Tomlin was just trying to cover up and have the Jets kind of prepare for Justin Fields as a starter or prepare for Russell Wilson as a starter. Prepare for both guys so you don't really know who's actually going to be starting. But now it's basically leaked that Russell Wilson will be starting by George Pickens. So it's not in-house anymore, and it's now in the open. Also, I just want to let it be known, Mike Tomlin said he was keeping it in-house. Justin Fields probably already knew that he wasn't going to be playing and that Russell Wilson would be the starter. But in his interview yesterday, he kept it a secret as well. And he basically said that he didn't know and he has to see what Mike Tomlin decides. So he kept it in-house, but George Pickens didn't. To me personally, it's not really that big of a deal. The media has already come out. Insiders have already come out, reporters already come out saying that Russell Wilson will be the starter this week. So George Pickens just basically confirming that isn't that big of a deal. And we all already knew that, even though we had hope that maybe Justin Fields would retain the starting job because he played well. It just doesn't look like that's going to happen. And the captain of the team, the lone captain of the offense, is Russell Wilson. So Russell Wilson will get his chance. Mike Tomlin said he wanted to see him get his chance, and it looks like that's going to happen. And George Pickens basically just confirms it. Unless Mike Tomlin, this is the biggest cover-up, where, hey, we're going to leak to the media. We're going to say, Russell Wilson is getting first-team reps. He's going to be starting. Leak it to the media. Have all the reporters, insiders come out and say it. Also, have my minions. Have George Pickens come out in the media and leak it as well. Basically saying that Russell Wilson will make his first start. Have all these people come out and say it, so now the Jets are prepared for Russell Wilson. But when we see Justin Fields as the starting quarterback on Sunday, it's a big shock to everyone. Everyone is surprised, and maybe this was just a big cover-up to throw off the Jets and win this game. But obviously, I doubt it, and I really believe just Russell Wilson will be playing. Even though Mike Tomlin said that we could see both quarterbacks on the field Sunday, what does that mean? If you're going to see both quarterbacks on the field Sunday, what does Justin Fields do different than Russell Wilson? He runs the ball. So obviously that means Justin Fields will be coming in and having designed runs. And Russell Wilson will be starting. Because you're not just going to put Russell Wilson in the game and have Justin Fields as a starter you're not going to switch it out like that because Justin Fields can't throw the ball. So you're not just going to switch Russell Wilson in and have him do design runs. That's just not how it works. So that obviously means that Russell Wilson will be starting, and then you're going to see both quarterbacks when Justin Fields replaces him and have design runs. It just makes more sense that way. Well, this is the quarterback news we have for today. And I just want to say this as well before I move on to the next topic of this video. George Pickens, he doesn't like doing media. He always skips out on media after the Pittsburgh Steelers loses. So if he's forced to do media, he's going to just speak his mind. He's already said it this week that he's very transparent with the media and he speaks what's on his mind and he says it all. So when he does do media, just expect the truth from him. He's not going to hide anything and he's not going to downplay something. So he speaks his mind on this and he reveals who is the starting quarterback. And to me, it's not that big of a deal. We basically already knew it was Russell Wilson. Now, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on this topic. Do you believe that George Pickens was in the wrong for leaking this, even though Mike Tomlin just said today as well that the Steelers are keeping it in-house, even though they know who's the starter and the players know who the starter is? Do you think George Pickens is in the wrong? And also let me know your thoughts in the comments below on Russell Wilson starting. Do you believe that he should be the starter, or do you believe that Justin Fields should have kept his job because of the way he's been playing and the Steelers' record being 4-2 and first in the AFC North, tied with the Ravens? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, let's move over to the second topic of this video. Just the moves the Pittsburgh Steelers have made this week to their team, to their main roster, and to their practice squad roster. Let's get into it. So, this week, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they've signed a receiver, Lance McCutcheon, to the practice squad. They've waived linebacker Ndukanobo and Jubby from the 53-man roster, the main squad, and also released receiver Jeray Jenkins from the practice squad. And then the next day, the Pittsburgh Steelers signed linebacker Ndukanobo and Jubby and Craig Young to the practice squad. So, just looking at the introduction for these new players for the Pittsburgh Steelers, let's start off with McCutcheon. McCutcheon was originally signed with the Los Angeles Chargers as an undrafted free agent following the 2022 NFL Draft. He also spent time on the Houston Texans and New York Jets practice squad. McCutcheon played college football at Montana State, where he appeared in 51 games. He finished with 94 receptions for 1,741 yards and 13 receiving touchdowns. So, he is signed to the Pittsburgh Steelers practice squad. And obviously, that player was cut, but a day later, he was re-signed, not to the main roster, but to the practice squad. So looking at Njobi, he was originally signed to the practice squad at the start of the regular season. He was promoted to 53-man roster ahead of the Raiders game and then released on Monday and then now signed back. And he played 16 snaps against the Raiders and finished with a pass defense. Ajoji, he was originally drafted by the Atlanta Falcons in the 5th round of the 2021 NFL Draft. His rookie season, he appeared in 16 games, starting 11 of them. He finished that season with 33 tackles, a sack, a pass defense, and a fumble recovery. In 2022, he started 16 games, finishing with 42 tackles and 1 sack. He missed the entire 2023 season, however, with a foot injury. So that was him in his introduction. Looking at Craig Young, he originally signed with the Colts as an undrafted free agent following this year's NFL Draft 2024, and he played college football at the University of Kansas, where he appeared in 26 games over 2 seasons, and he recorded 101 tackles, 71 solo stops, 10.5 tackles for loss, 8 pass defense, 6 sacks, 2 interceptions, a forced fumble. And then Young transferred from Kansas to Ohio, where he played in 26 games over 3 seasons. So, that is his introduction to you, Steelers fans. So, those are the new players we've signed and their introductions, and also the moves that we've made this week to the main roster, releasing someone, but also signing 3 others to the practice squad. This isn't any big-time moves the Pittsburgh Steelers have made, like being in the rumors with Davante Adams, making that trade. No, it's not like the Mike Williams rumors making that trade. It's just little mini moves on the Steelers roster that they've made. Nothing too major. Hopefully in the near future, we see something that actually will really impact this team in terms of a move being made. Because the trade deadline is going to be here shortly, So let's see if the Steelers are active during it. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you want the Steelers to be active, and who would you trade for? Or what move do you want the Steelers to make in terms of signing someone outside of the building? And also let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on these signings and these released by the Pittsburgh Steelers this week to their roster and practice squad. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis, reports, everything Pittsburgh Steelers. This is the best spot for Pittsburgh Steelers. So turn notifications, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.